Hi there, my name is Barb and I'm with Agriculture Fairness Alliance and also Vegan Justice League. And I thought I'd tell you about my vegan story, how I went vegan. Sometimes people can become inspired by them. Mine's just kind of like really different and some of it's really wishy-washy, but I thought, well, I'll tell it anyway. Um, it starts out like a lot of them. In the mid-70s, a lot of us went vegetarian, and I would carry around this petition, Save the Whales. I didn't really know what I was saving them from, but I was getting people to sign it, and I was vegetarian for about 3 years. So I had that going, and my mom got inspired from me, and she went vegetarian as well. And she lasted for until the day she died, about 30 years later. And I only lasted 3 years. So I had some personal struggles, some different things. That's a whole different story. But anyway, my mom gave me a book to read to try to get me back on track, I think, with vegetarianism. I think now that it was Animal Liberation um, by Peter Singer. I just know that I didn't want to read it. And so I kept it for a while and pretended that I read it. And when I thought enough time had passed, I gave it back and told her that I read it. And it was a good book. Um, I do remember the start of one chapter was about pig farms and factory farms and all of that. And I thought, I don't want to know this. I'm not interested. It's a serious book. It's not me. So I think my mom probably knew that I hadn't read it by I wasn't moved by it, nothing. And so, I mean, I really failed there. Failed as a child. It's not the first time. But anyway, years later, when I was about 27, I went vegetarian again from 27 to 30, another 3 years. I was vegetarian until the day I got married and had to cook for someone else. Yeah, whatever I cooked, I ate. So that was me. And so, yeah, vegetarian went out the window. Now, years and years later, we had a nice big Thanksgiving meal, with the relatives, my brother, his wife, the kids, my mom, me, a few others. And I remember that I was about to take this bite, beautiful bite of huge turkey, a big, nice, big, long slice, and it had been in the mashed potatoes and gravy. And I was just set. It was almost like a spiritual experience. And I caught this movement down at the edge of the table. And I looked, and my mom was glaring at me. She was like, I don't know, I can't even make the expression. It was like she was daring me to eat that in front of her, like kind of like saying, "You better not." Well, I sat there for a minute, not really knowing what to do. It's like my mom never did stuff like that. It was crazy for her to act that way. She was so nice usually. And then I just thought, she's ruining my Thanksgiving. And I was getting mad. So I stuck it in my mouth and I ate it and I tried to enjoy it. And I took a couple more bites, but basically Thanksgiving was ruined. My mom ruined it for me. Everything was about me, you might notice that. Um, yeah, not really about the animals. It was more about me. But anyway, yeah, that Thanksgiving thing kind of stuck in my head. A little bit of guilt was there. So, my mom, I want to tell you a little more about her. She had always been kind of overweight, and she had some health struggles because of being overweight and all. And she would read different books. She was on her own, living in the country, and she'd get these different books and try to figure out how she could cure, like, the arthritis that was starting in with her and different things. Her knees would hurt and all of that. And sometimes she would get on the right path, but I didn't know it. She didn't know it. I wish I could go back in time with what I know now and say, Mom, this is right. Stick with this. This is the one. But it's just like today. People don't seem to know what the right diet is. We know. We know what's healthy. We do our research, but they're like, well, the keto diet tells us the same thing. So I have to understand it. But anyway, this is something really interesting. Uh, just about a year ago, my brother and his wife gave me this book back. I gave my mother this book. It was a diary, and she turned it into like a gratitude diary. And if you can look at number 77, let's see here, 77. For Dr. John McDougall's advice, I know my heart and lungs is right here. Whoops, I can't even do it. I know my heart and lungs are better when I stick with his program. Mary McDougall's recipes are a big help too. She had realized that she was feeling better on Dr. McDougall's program. Isn't that cool? But the problem was, by that time she already had congestive heart failure from all the, the cheese and the butter and the ice cream and the stuff that you can eat on a vegetarian diet. She had congestive heart failure, and she always called it a bum heart. And I thought, oh, please don't make it genetic. Oh. But she ended up, her heart was like huge. It was like a big pear, yeah, in an X-ray. But anyway, she did live till 3 days shy of 91, and the doctor said that the last 10 years of her life were due to the vegetarian diet. So it really had a good influence. So anyway, she died, and I was still a meat eater. So I kept on going, and about 10 years ago, when I was somewhere in the 53s, I started feeling guilty, and I thought, I really should go vegetarian again. And in the back of my head, it was like, you should try to go vegan. But, I knew I wouldn't be able to do that because I loved skim milk. Oh my gosh, I drank like 6 glasses a day. It was like there was no way I would go vegan. But I said, let's try vegetarian. So I tried. And the oddest thing was, this third time around, I had a real hard time with it. I would sit with a huge plate of fries at Burger King and be looking at somebody's burger. I mean, most people don't even eat a big plate of French fries, and they would be looking at my food thinking, wow, she can eat that. But no, I was jealous of a hamburger. And then, I'd drool at Arby's signs, and, it was just ridiculous. So I was having trouble, but I did manage to stay as a vegetarian for a while. I mean, like a month or a couple months. And then I felt like I was going to give up. I wasn't inspired this time around. So I thought about giving up, and then it hit me, why don't I try being vegan for a couple days? Just for kicks, just to say I can do it, that I did it. I did it for a couple days. But anyway, so the first couple days were hard because I didn't like soy milk, and I didn't like almond milk. I loved my skim milk. I wanted that. But the oddest thing, the 4th day, all of a sudden I liked soy milk better. It's something with, your taste buds just change, and I really liked soy milk. So I stuck with it. I stuck with it for a while. I was always said that being vegetarian this time around and vegan, it would be a no pressure situation, that I could cheat anytime I wanted to. Well, I didn't cheat for the longest time. And then I went to a sports banquet for my daughter. $20 a plate. I felt compelled to eat something. I didn't want to sit there with an empty plate because it was $20 a plate. I better put some food on. I figured my husband would be upset. I thought people would look and go, ooh, she's vegan, look, she has to starve. And I thought, oh, I'm giving veganism a bad name. I better cheat. Well, and that's exactly what happened, because they didn't have a kitchen there. I couldn't say, like, fix me a tomato or something. It was like the food came in a truck, and they just, it was like a caterer. So I took macaroni and cheese, green beans with butter, and chocolate cake. Vegetarian. I thought, I did a great job. I cheated with, but I was vegetarian. It was a vegetarian cheat. Now I'll go back to being vegan. No pressure, no problem. So I'm stupid enough that I actually wrote this on Elaine Vignalt's YouTube. She was a very influential vegan. She probably still is, but she did shut her YouTube video down, her channel down. But anyway, I had written in the comment section that I cheated, and I explained what I ate and all that, and I expected, they'd all say, oh, but you're a beginner. Oh, that's fine, give me encouragement. You did good, Barb. But they didn't. They attacked. A guy from Japan attacked me really, really hard, and I wish that I could have found him and thanked him, but I didn't remember his name. And Elaine Vigneault said, "You sit there with that empty plate. You are in a protest for life." I remember those words. This is where I always get teared up every time. It's like it's conditioning. But I do, I really do. That's when I realized it was important. This wasn't about me. This was about the animals. And so I knew that I had to be vegan. I made myself watch 4 factory farm videos right after that. And of course I was shocked. I was absolutely floored. One of them was Meet Your Meat, I know that. Something about glass walls, that might even be the same one as the Meet Your Meat, I'm not sure. But I did watch 4 of them, and I know that somewhere along the line in the 4, I had turned vegan for life. After seeing those conditions and all of that, there was no way I wanted to even cheat. That it's like, oh, I'm a vegan now for life. That's all there is to it. Um, so that's really my vegan story. I usually start out being vegan, and then after a while, you get into being more of an activist. You get more involved, and you get as involved as you can. It becomes a real passion for you. So that's kind of how it went. I do wish that my mom could know that I went vegan. The only thing that gives me any solace about that is that with my children, I always know their potential, and I always think the very best of my kids. And so I think, well, maybe she knew that I'd become vegan. That's my hope anyway. But at least, I'm proud of myself, and I'm in it for the animals, and it's really, really, really important. We have to do it. So that's my vegan story. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.